We're going to be continuing with the halachot of the Pirkei Avot. We are in Mishnah Yod. And in Perek Bet Mishnah Yod it says, Ve'al tihi noach lichos. Do not get angry so easily. What does that mean exactly? Chazal come and they said that you're allowed to come and put fear in your house when there's a tzorech of chinuch. What does that mean? If a person needs to come and to put some type of a fear so that way they're afraid of you, 100% that's actually mutar. Shulchan Aruch is poseket also in Yudadea Siman Reshmem Vav Sif Yud Aleph. Also a rabbi that is teaching his students, he says, En ra'ui lo linhog kalut rosh bifnei hatalmidim velo lischok bifnehem וכן לא יאכל וישתה עמהם כדי שתהא מעתו מוטלת עליהם וילמדו ממנו מהרה. Says, this is again the based upon the Shulchan Aruch, that a rabbi that he has students, he should not come and he should not start acting in front of them, whether it's laughing around, whether even eating and drinking. There's a lot of people that they want to come and they want to play, or they say, it's only cool if the rabbi plays with them. 100%, but the second that they do that, they lose the morah of the rav, which means they lose the fear of the rabbi. So he says, so im nikar larav shehem mitrashim medivre Torah mitrapim ulfichach lo yevinu chayav lichos alehem. What happens now if you have that some people that are coming and they're becoming lazy? So he says it's obligated that the rabbi should get angry with them in order that they should come and they should be able to learn. And some people are even medayek from the Bach that even if the talmidim evinu, you have to still come and sometimes even embarrass them kedei lechadedam, in order to make them sharper. V'kach yavinu yoter, so therefore they should come and they should understand even more. However, though, the Achronim come and they say that kavanah is not that the mamash you're getting actually upset, but rather you're showing you're upset. But who's the one that's going to be a guarantor that we could control ourselves and we will not become too angry? The Sefer Lev Eliyahu brings down, right, they used to wait until Kama Shavuot, which means that even if he was supposed to get angry, he wouldn't get angry right away. He would wait even a few weeks, and then afterwards he would come and he would do it. There was a lot of stories with this, of people that they would come, and even if they were supposed to get upset, they would never speak to them yet. They would wait. Sometimes it's even a few hours, sometimes it's even a day. And then afterwards, when they're actually coming and they're giving the rebuke, they're doing it properly. So he says, before coming, and just like the Arizal HaKadosh says, you're not allowed to get upset even for things which are to do with us and Hashem. And it's brought down in the Kaf HaChaim, Siman Kuf Ayin, Sif Katan Lamed, and also just like the Gemara in Ta'anit, that a Tamil Chacham shekoes, harei Torah hi marticha oto. He says, the Torah is what's making the rabbi get upset. So he says, but again, we have to be careful because at the end of the day, how much are we showing to ourselves that we're not going to get excessive angry? So he says, the Shut Chavot Yairi was asked that since Divrei Chachamim benachat nishmaim, if we know that the words of the rabbis are always going to be accepted when we say it gently and calmly, the Mishnah Pirkei Avot says, Yi chavod chavercha chaviv alecha keshelach, the kavod of your friend should be just like yours, as we just saw in also in this Mishnah. So how could it be that sometimes throughout Shas, we come and we see the rabbis coming and saying things to each other, which is surprising. As it says over there in the Gemara, for example, Masechet Yevamot, where it says, I think he doesn't have a brain in his head. Like things like that one rabbi is saying about another one, it's powerful stuff. How can we find such a thing if it's written, now you can't say that they were Moroccan because this was in Bavel, right? So you can't say that. Right? So what's the explanation? So the Chavot Yair comes and he answers, obviously that's not the way you have to say that, that's the way that we want things to go. So he says, because for sure that which was written, that Talmidei Chachamim in Bavel were called Chovalim, right? That's the Gemara in Sanhedrin, Kavdaled Amud Aleph, he says, it's not that they come, they start going crazy, smacking hands together, making a lot of noise, doing all these things. Or not that the zilzulim either. But what is it? He brings down what's brought down in the Akdamat Sefer Kaneh, Ve'al tishma ve'al toveh lekolot urakim. Don't start coming and making all these noises. So the God there says, "Shelo lishma shu mefalpel rak b'ashmaot kol v'sapik udlo kemo shekatuv be'zikud nenura," that you're going to come and they're going to start making all these noises or screaming or doing all these things. So he says for sure that there's not going to do that. So he says if you're going to do such a thing, forget about it. So he says, "V'chol amarbe ba harei ze meshuga mechilukim medoshim." He just says it's just a meshuga. So he says only if it's going to be nitchadesh lo davar b'charifut shel emet v'tzedek shalidei ze yagil v'yismach. Only when a person comes and they get so excited from something that they just learned, that because of that they're going to come and they're going to show their excitement in the Torah, that's something different. And the Arizal HaKadosh lo yigal arik ve'akat kaf, right? He says rak l'shem shamayim. He was doing it only l'shem shamayim, to break the klipot and to doing all these things. But just stam to come and start screaming and other things, for sure they wouldn't do that. So after the Akdama, right, the Chavot Yair comes and he says that which is brought down that they said about Levi, that maybe he doesn't have a brain in his head, he says, Hainu mishum shemutar larav leochiach letalmido bidvarim kashim kedei lezarzam. He comes and he says it's permitted for the rabbi to come and to speak harshly to his students in order to make them go quicker, in order to hasten them. Shiainus, in order that they should come and they should start doing more yun, v'yashkichu, and they should pay more attention. Also, v'yishmenu min ha'tayu v'shkiya, that they shouldn't make mistakes. Levi was a Talmid of Rebbe, as is brought down in the Gemara in Sanhedrin, Zarim Ubet. So therefore, because of that, you see that it's supposed to be done in such a way. And that's why the Rambam learned in Hilchot Talmud Torah, and he brought it down, that the rabbi is obligated to get angry with his students if he sees that they're becoming weakened, that they're becoming very, very lazy. Right? For example, right, they're supposed to come to Mincha Arvit, or they're supposed to come to Shiurim, and all of a sudden they come and they do something that's not apropos, that's not fitting, right? It's not apt of them. So what happens? He has to get very strong with them. Why? Because if not, it becomes an olam ha'vefker. It becomes that people will do, right, they'll sell their entire olam haba for watching some nonsense, right? Because it doesn't make sense. And that's what's brought down in Shulchan Aruch over there, Sif Yud Aleph, in Yoredei Siman Resh Mem Vav. And therefore he comes and he says, that's why Rebbe knew in Levi that since he was such a great person and he wasn't fitting to make such a mistake, so therefore he spoke to him very, very harshly. Not chas v'shalom because he was upset or because he was arrogant, right? Because we said when Rebbe passed away, there was no more anava. There was no more humbleness. So obviously Rebbe was one of the most humble people. So it wasn't that he was arrogant and putting down Levi, or that he was coming and stam getting angry. That wasn't the explanation. But rather the explanation is he was trying to make his students go quicker and by start learning better. And by doing so, that's the only way that they were going to come and they were going to succeed.